Hello? Is this thing on? Testing, testing. Yeah. What going on? Oh my god. I'm like blushing because this is my first YouTube video. I can't believe I'm saying that right now. Like, I didn't think I would be creating a YouTube channel this year. I've been speaking it into existence, but I didn't think I'd actually follow through with it. But yeah, what do YouTubers say? Welcome to my channel. My name is Delani, aka Deliberry340. As you've probably seen me going up and down your timeline, yes, I am all over your timeline, whether it's on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, Threads. I am in there like swimwear. But I am now on your YouTube timeline. Like I said, my name is Delani. I'm originally from St. Thomas, United States, Virgin Islands. I currently reside in Virginia, and this is my book channel. Like, we're here for the vibes, we're here for the book reviews, the book recommendations, the book store hauls, the bookstore stops. Like, we here. This is a bookish channel and a bookish channel only. That's it, that's all. And I just wanted to come out here and introduce myself to you because it's the first video. You got to get to know me. You have to know, why I decided to become a bookish content creator, what started my love for reading, and all those things. So gather around, sit down, get your coffee, get your tea, get your water, get your rum punch, whatever it is you want. But just come along with this journey with me, and thank you for supporting me thus far. Let me start this by saying is I've always been an avid reader from young. Leave my mother tell it. I was always reading a book, but I don't think I tapped into really reading until high school for real, for real. Like, that's when I was really in my reading bag. But I didn't start tracking how much I read until 2023. But I've always been an avid reader. Reading always been my highest test score in Alum test them we used to have to do back in school. Iowa testing and all them stuff. Yeah, I was excellent at reading. Reading comprehension, A1, day one, forever. But reading to me has always been an escape. I wouldn't even just say it was an escape, but it was a comfort hobby and still is a comfort hobby to me. Now remember, reading and buying books, two different hobbies. Two hobbies which I enjoy and I love immensely. But the earliest memory I could recall when it comes to my love for reading was either in the seventh or eighth grade. I know it was in middle school. And one day I walked into the library and I came across a series called A Series of Unfortunate Events. Lemony Spicket. Probably said that last name wrong. But A Series of Unfortunate Events. I remember picking up the first book and I was like, oh, this looks interesting. Let me read it. And I just flew through those books like so fast. Like every day I was back in the library switching them out. Knowing that yeah, you could check out more than one at a time, but I was trying to be a responsible child at the time, and I just know me picking up multiple books at one time that wasn't my own was not going to be that responsible of me. So I just did one at a time. But my fondest memory is this isn't really reading related, but I do remember in my elementary school Emmanuel Benjamin Alva Elementary School, the best elementary school in the Virgin Islands. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to hear it. But the library was massive. It was huge. And out of the three schools that I went to, that was the biggest library. And now that I think about it, I didn't appreciate that library as much as I should have. Like, I didn't go to the library during lunchtime. I didn't go to the library after school. I only went when we had to do like when we had to watch special movies and stuff. And I should have appreciated it then, but I didn't. And then I started going to the library frequently in middle school, which was much smaller than my elementary school library, which is crazy to me. But so in middle school at BCB, I used to go to the library, take out my books, take them back, again, my comfort spot. And then in high school, um, I used to go to the library at lunch. I used to get lunch from the cafeteria, and then I used to go to the library because it was a new environment, made me nervous and stuff. So I used to go to the library, and I met the librarian there Oh my god, her name is not coming to me, but I could see her face. I could see her face. Well, in like 10th or 11th grade, she took a few of us under her wings and she created an urban fiction book club for us. Only three of us used to go. Only three of us used to attend this book club. But my God, the three of us and a librarian, we was locked in. We used to meet there like every day and exchange urban fiction books. She introduced me to urban fiction. And I never miss a book club meeting because one, I didn't have to stand up in a line to go get my lunch because she's the other lunch for us. So not only did I not have to stand up in a line to get my lunch, I had a place to eat my lunch, which was not having to be in the cafeteria, and I get a book out of it. Like, why not? So she introduced my love for urban fiction then, and a series that I came about. Let me double back. A series that I came across also in middle school when I used to visit the OG bookstore, Dockside Bookshop. If you know about it, that was the OG bookstore. It was a series created by the publishing company back then called Kimani True, and one of the series was started with Keisha's Dream. But anything that had Kimani True Publishing Company logo stamp on it, I was reading it. I was buying it. Well, my mother was buying it. I was reading it. And I remember going there one time. My mother was like, get what you want. You could get three books. You get three books. Say, all right. Went to the bookstore, pick up my three books. They hand me my little brown paper bag. Gone home. I read my books in 2 days. My three books is done. I went to my mother. I said, Mama, I bored. She said, I just buy you some books. Where's the books? I don't read them. She said, what do you mean you don't read them? I don't read them. She said, Danny, I just buy you three books. What do you mean you don't read them? I don't read them. Like, miss, I don't know how else to explain it to you. I don't read the books. So then she ended up buying me a Kindle. That's her next calamity. She bought me a Kindle. She purchased some books on it for me. But of course, in Delani fashion, I finished read the books. So I was like, okay, mama, I could buy some more books. She's like, yeah, okay. I buy a couple more books. So I was like, all right, I don't ask her the first time. Me gonna ask her again. So I got buying books. Cause in my card, I don't got a card back then. It's whole card attached to this account. And then one day she come into my room and she was like, Tay, how much books you buy? I was like, I don't know. No man. There's a lot of you see all these charges? But I asked you if I could buy more books. Safe to say, my mother take her card off the account. She took her card off the account so I couldn't buy any more books. But thankfully, then I started utilizing the library. So in high school, I had the library, and that's where I ran into Twilight. Yes, everybody fell in love with Twilight back then. So I read that series. I tried reading Harry Potter, but I couldn't get into the books. I couldn't get into the books back then. But as an adult, I watched the movies, enjoyed the movies. All the drama aside, I'm just telling I had enjoyed the movies, but I couldn't get into the books. So we have a series of unfortunate events. We have Kimani True Publishing Company starting off with Keisha's Dream. We have the Twilight series, and of course, we also had the Blue Ford series, Blue Ford High. Those were those big. Those series was really big in our community back then because those were stories that we could relate to, characters of our age range. Another one a lot of people used to sleep on was Drama High. I never used to read Drama High. That is crazy. If I never used to read Drama High, I feel like even as an adult now, you could still appreciate those books. Like even though they're young adult novels, you could still appreciate those books. And then after I had read Twilight, I came across another series again from the library. It was called House at Night by PC Cass and Kristen Cass. It's two sisters. House at Night really solidified. Like Twilight, I love it with the vampires aspect and everything, but House at Night vampires really solidified it then because it was more young adults. So of course I was reading about children more in my age. And those are about like over 12 novels. Like I read those through high school. I fall off in college, but I'm currently right now going through different used bookstores to gather the entire collection because I want to reread it as an adult. But I know I enjoyed it back then. There's actually three series where I'm going around through different used bookstores in the area. I also came across thriftbooks.com trying to acquire these series. I'm trying to get the Drama High series, Keisha's Dream series, and House of Night because those are books I really love. And another resource that I use that helped delve into my urban fiction love was Wattpad. If you ain't never read on Wattpad, I don't know what to tell you because Wattpad goes crazy. And honestly, is Wattpad still around right now? I gotta go. I have to go check, and I'm gonna check it, and I'm gonna download it on my iPad because Wattpad in our time I would say was the to be version of books, and it was free. I feel like a lot of writers started out there writing their books, grabbing their audience, and then transforming into full blown authorism. Authorism probably isn't a word, but it's a word right now. But Wattpad was definitely a great resource for urban fiction, and I don't know. So right now, my top three, I wouldn't say top three, top 4 or 5 genres. Number one will always be near and dear to me, will always be the front runner. Nobody can replace this. Urban fiction. Urban fiction will always be my top genre, and my top favorite author will always. I probably tired of hearing me talk about her, but I don't care. I'm gonna talk about her from sun up to sundown, Sunday to Sunday. Jacquel J. That lady just holds a special place in my heart. I have not met her yet in person, but I will this year, and I might cry when I meet her. I She can't do no wrong. Her pen is golden. She is solidified in my heart. She's an auto-buy author. Chef's kiss. That's my girl. So urban fiction is number one. Number two is romance. I love me a romance. I love a happily ever after because I just need all the happiness. I need the sappiness. I need the men groveling at the women's feet. I need it. I need to read it. I need to read about women being loved appropriately and appreciated. Mm-hmm. And number three, which is my newfound one, is historical fiction. I didn't I didn't become a big historical fiction fan until after I read Black Cake by Charmin Wilkerson, and then I Love Song for Ricky Wilde by Tia Williams. Those two, after reading those two novels, it solidified my love for historical fiction. And then this year, I read Harlem Rhapsody by Victoria Christopher Murray, and I can't stop. Like I have to read historical fiction all the time. Like I'm not even a big history fan. So I don't know why I love historical fiction. I think it's because taking the historical aspect of the world, rolling it up into a fictional storyline, and then presenting it is just a work of art. And it just makes the storytelling amazing. It makes it alluring. It makes you want to read and understand. These are moments from our history, but it provides it in a story that is entertaining and captivating, keep you wanting to read more. So we got urban fiction, romance, historical fiction. Number 4 is young adult. Now, all of these are just broad genres. Behind every broad genre is a subgenre, but I'm just talking about the broad genres. That's what I love. And number 4 is young adult. I love young adult because it just reminds me of how innocent and cutesy things are in that age range, especially a young adult romance. I love me a young adult romance because I love the simplicity of it. I don't need, I don't want to read how hard it was to get into the relationship and how hard it was to keep it. I gotta go through that in real life. I don't need to read about it all the time. And that's why I like to jump into my young adult romance era a lot of times because I just want the memory of the easiness of the young love and, a little cutesy banter and stuff like that. I'm here for it. And number 5, I would have to say romantasy. I know. A lot of everything is somehow correlated to romance. Yes, historical romance, young adult romance, romantasy, urban romance. Because I love love. I love love. I love the happily ever after. I love the cutesy. I love the cutesiness. I love to giggle. I like to kick up my feet. That's me. I want to read it. I want happy thoughts. I want happy thoughts. I want happy endings for everybody. You know. So that's just a little bit about me. This channel, like I said, it will be used for bookish and bookish only. You want your book recommendations? I got you. You want your book reviews? I got you. You want to know the best bookstores, especially indie bookstores, to hit up? I got you. Bookish events? I got you. So if you made it all the way through the end, thank you for watching. Thank you for supporting. And don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, and share. But most importantly, just remember, books don't expire. Buy the book. You can read it anyways. Check out you later.